This is order.
Well, she may have been replaced from my GeoNemo team, but I do have her at C6, so it's only right I do a showcase of her, right? I also don't want to anger the Noelle simps more than I should, or they may come after me with pitchforks. So let's get to it, to my C6 Noelle showcase. But she's only level 70. Now, despite that fact, I do actually have a full set of artifacts on her, and it came pretty easy with defense main stat artifacts taking inspiration from the defense-only character from Bofuri. That being said, it's a 4-piece Glad. Her best set as of right now is a 4-piece Bolide, and I do hope to one day be able to build it out for her down the line. But this is what I have, and this is what I'm rolling with for this video. So let's take a look at her stats. Okay, Noelle is only at level 70, as we know. This is her stats. Lots of defense, okay attack for level 70, decent amount of HP, about the same as Diluc, who is also at level 70 at the current time. But look at that crit rate. It is disgusting. But hopefully that defense makes up for it, and we'll find out. Not a lot of energy recharge. I didn't really invest in that. And currently no Geo bonus damage because of her artifacts. White Blind for the extra defense, going all in on the defense, which is why I need a battery with her. And currently have a Glader's Finale. Really do hope I eventually am able to build a full Bolide set, which I do not currently have. Now ideally the goblet would either be more defense, cause why the hell not, or it would also be geo damage. I'm going with attack for this set, just so that she's able to do a little bit more damage on her normal attacks when she's not in her burst. Otherwise I would actually be using this piece, which does also give a little bit more crit rate, which is kinda nice. But I'm sticking with this piece mostly to get the 4-piece set, as well as getting a little bit more energy recharge. And her talents are 6 across the board, but because I have her at C6, she obviously gets the boost in breastplate and sweeping time. And let's now go over her constellations. Constellation 1 means she becomes a way better healer when her burst and shield is activated at the same time, which is good for herself as well as her team. And this one means that she's able to keep a lot more stamina as well as do more damage when she's spinning to win, which is why you definitely want to be spinning to win. This one, Constellation 3, is pretty obvious. And Constellation 4 allows her to do an explosive amount of damage, and this is, oddly enough, one of her biggest sources of damage for me on my current Noelle, as you will probably end up seeing. And Constellation 5 is the obvious one, and finally Constellation 6, which is the big damage boost for Noelle. And her burst is now does way more damage based off her defense, which is why I was stacking defense, and defeating opponents increases the duration of her burst up to 10 seconds, which is awesome. And that is why you would definitely want her C6 for main DPS. With my Noelle in her current state, I usually put her as a secondary DPS character with healing capabilities, and in this showcase I'm going to try to use her as my main DPS. Here's the breakdown. Using White Blind on her for the extra defense does mean that her energy recharge takes a hit as well, so I will need a battery to help her. A decent choice for that is Geo Traveler. Since Noelle can self-heal and has her own shield, a dedicated healer is not necessary, and focusing on damage support characters is what I would recommend. With that in mind, here are some suggestions: Shinsho, Bennett, Shangling, and Fischl. In this showcase, I do give myself some liberty to play around with some of my under-invested characters, and don't put too much team comp effort until after floor 10 of Spiral Abyss. And despite that, I could not beat floor 11, and skip floor 11 entirely from the showcase. Since Noelle heavily relies on her burst to do most of her damage, the debuff received in floor 11 heavily hinders her DPS capabilities, and the increased cooldown on her shield completely ruins her. That being said, floor 12 was actually a lot of fun to play through with Noelle, as I used a team that wasn't higher than level 70 and didn't focus on trying to get 3 stars across the board, as not all my characters are properly built in that particular team, Noelle included. If If I were to change anything for Noelle, it would be to have a Geo Goblet and use a Favonius Great Sword on her if I am able to get at least 50% crit rate on her. Having a battery and switching often isn't something I am against doing either. But that's enough of me talking. Enjoy the rest of the showcase, and if you like this C6 Noelle showcase but she's only level 70, feel free to hit that like button and sub to my channel. And until next time, adieu and goodbye.